Let's crank it up. So easy to use the remote. Go to the max, 6500, so nice and blue. Hey everyone, today in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the BenQ ScreenBar Halo 2. Special thanks to BenQ for sending us the sample, but as always, any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. That being said, if you're interested in this product or you want to find out more about it, the link to it will be in the video description. Speaking of links in the description, there'll also be a link to a BenQ giveaway where you can enter to win the ScreenBar Halo 2. The giveaway lasts from June 3rd to June 20th. For your chance to win one of 50 prizes, just fill out a quick questionnaire. That link is also in the description. Now, take a look at the retail box and packaging, simple and straightforward. Let's go ahead and open it up. Here are all the contents. First up, we have our product literature consisting of a quick start guide in multiple languages, walking us through full setup and installation instructions, how to operate and use the wireless remote control, as well as presence detection range, and how to install the webcam bracket. So you can use this bracket if you need to mount a webcam above the light. They give you that option there. And they give us an extra sticky back adhesive. We also have a power supply with the BenQ logo and branding on it. Here's a look at the specs. It's a USB wall plug, USB Type-C. Here's a look at the wireless remote. Front light percentage, backlight percentage will display, and the current color temperature. Easy to rotate, USB Type-C port right there, on and off switch at the very bottom. Nice circular grip. And then last but not least, the ScreenBar itself. Let's take a look at this in more detail. Looking at the top of our ScreenBar Halo 2, we have a flat section here where we can install the included webcam mount, and that will just peel and stick in place. Position it as needed depending on your setup. So a flat spot there, then it starts to curve up here. And as we look at it from this side, we got the ScreenBar Halo 2 logo and branding right up there. And then looking at it underneath, you might notice the LED lights in there. This has an asymmetric lighting design to ensure clarity and avoid direct eye contact, so you don't have any of that glare with this light. So very clever on BenQ's part in that design, so it's not bothering you with that light above you on your monitor or screen. We have some additional sensors in here. Below the sensor, we have our integrated USB cable. Below that, on our mount, we have the BenQ logo and branding. The mount opens up, and with its patented design, it's also made for curved monitors, and we have multiple spots to adjust this, depending on the thickness of our monitor and what the back entails. And it's also very thin. It's not going to block your webcams either if you want to add this to, say, a laptop or a monitor with a built-in webcam. Very slim design, and then it pops up too, so it raises that up above your monitor as well. Spring-loaded. We'll just clamp right back on the backside. Speaking of backside, here is a look at the second light on it, the backlight right there. Diffusion panel. Additional product info down there. There's kind of the side profile look of it. Other side, backside. Looking at it underneath. And on the light itself, you have a slight adjustment. So you can adjust that light a little bit, out or in. Basically a slight tilt to get it exactly how you want it with your desk and monitor. Let's get this set up. It's as simple as place and plug. So place it on your monitor and plug in the USB Type-C cable to a power source, and that's it. You'll be all set and ready to go. For us with our monitor, just your standard typical monitor, we're just going to open this up, gently set it on, and we have successfully placed it. It even kind of adjusts itself. You could give it a little bit of wiggle room up or down depending on, again, your screen and where it rests. But for us, we just want it nice and level and flat right there. Very solid. So look, as we move the monitor, it's not having any issues there. So very stable. And now we need to take our USB Type-C cable and either plug it into a USB Type-C port on our monitor or use the included power supply, plug it in, and then find a wall source. With everything plugged in and powered on, let's go over the controls. So starting with the very bottom, we have our power button here. So you can press that to turn everything on and off. And it's touch responsive, very quick. We also have our display. Look at how nice that display is. So cool that we have a built-in screen there to see our brightness and color temp settings. To the right-hand side, we have this double arrow icon. This is a way to choose between the front and the back light. So which one do you want to change? Or if you select this option with both illuminated, you will adjust the settings for both. So you can adjust both or each of them individually. Then moving along, the sun icon there, that's going to be your brightness. So we can adjust the brightness of either or both lights. And then same thing with the thermometer. This is going to be the color temp adjustment for both. And you have color temps ranging from 2700 all the way up to 6500 kelvins. So really warm or really cool. Left-hand side, the person icon there, that's going to be your away detection. So we can hold it down, I think, for 3 or 6 seconds. So we'll hold it down here, and then we can adjust our way detection time all the way up to 15 minutes. So 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15, you can adjust the away detection. So when you step away from your desk, then the light will turn off, and obviously it'll sense you coming back in. It will turn back on. Then we have our auto settings here, so we can press that. Here, let's go back out of that mode. Next is our auto setting here, so we can press the A icon. It's going to read the room and automatically adjust the lighting as it sees fit. In using BenQ ScreenBars in the past, that's usually my favorite setting. I don't want to think about it. I want to let the light do all the work. And then if you get it to a setting that you want, maybe you want to tweak it from the auto setting, then just hold down the heart icon for 3 seconds, and that is your favorite button. So you can set a favorite. Maybe you have like a daytime setting you really like and you don't want to forget about it. You can make that your favorite and quickly reference it if you tweak your lighting later on, things like that. So very nice remote, very easy to use, and it's heavy and it just feels high quality. So excellent build quality and construction, metal ring, easy to see display, and it's heavy, so it's going to rest on your desk. So you can make those adjustments to the wheel without it sliding around or anything along those lines. All right, we turned off all the studio lights so I could better show you the brightness and color temp of the ScreenBar Halo 2. So first thing we're going to do on our display here, we're going to select the auto setting, and it's going to adjust everything accordingly as it sees fit. So 39 for the front, 4000 kelvins, 29% for the back. So it read the room and that's what it thinks the lighting should be right now. And that looks great. We can adjust this out or in. It's better to see that line right here. So you can make those adjustments. So nice that we get that flexibility there. If you want some light on your screen or adjust it until it's perfectly away from it, up to you. And that backlight is so cool. I mean, look at how bright that is. It's a nice key light, soft light there. So if you have this up against a wall, you'll get some diffusion, nice glow. So that's the auto setting with all of our lights off in here. Let's have some fun now. Let's adjust the brightness. We'll go max brightness for everything, and then we'll sample the color temps. So currently, this is 4000 kelvins at 100% brightness, so it's definitely going to be washed out with our cameras. It is super bright. Let's take that all the way down to 2700 kelvins, getting warmer and warmer and warmer. So look at that. 2700 kelvins. Let's crank it up. So easy to use the remote. Go to the max, 6500, so nice and blue. So really warm yellow or more blue daylight or anywhere in between. 4000 is definitely going to be that sweet spot there. But now we'll adjust the brightness at these settings. So we'll dial it down. There's roughly 75% brightness. 50% brightness. Look at that. Let's go to 25%. And again, we're at the max 6500 kelvins. And we'll take it down to 1%. Even 1% is a really nice glow. Let's change that to 4000 kelvins. Middle of the road there. And we'll do the same thing. So 4,000 kelvins, 1%. 4,000 kelvins, 25%. Let's crank that up to 50%. Super bright. Bump it up to 75. And max that bad boy out at 100%. And let's adjust it now to 2,700 kelvins. That's 100%. Dial it back to 75. To 50. To 25. To 1%. Very nice, bright light. Great, great, great color temp options. I really want you to experience the backlight here. See how bright that is? Isn't that amazing? We're only at 25% brightness. Now it's maxed to 100%. We can dial it back 75%. It's nice and diffused though. Great diffusion on this. And it's angled, so it's going to spread that light further. Here's 25%. And then there's 1%. And you need to experience that backlight up against a wall. We're still a solid 1.5 feet or so away from the wall, but take a look at this. That's 1%. Moving on up. 25%. Moving on up. 50%. I mean, look at that. Moving on up to 75%. And then ta-da, up at the top, 100% right there. So cool. So cool. So great to see that backlight in action. And I'll quickly adjust that color temp. We'll go all the way down so you can see how warm it is at 2,700 kelvins. And we'll go all the way up to 6,500 kelvins. Very impressive. Very bright. It's time to test out the present detection, so we're gonna leave for a couple minutes and watch as the light turns off, and then observe what happens when we come back into the room. All right, the light's off. We're coming back in, back to our desk. So the light turned off, and then look at that. Turned right back on, sensed us right in here. Very accurate, especially because we're standing up right now. It's not like we're seated at a desk. So it nailed it. After using the BenQ ScreenBar Halo 2, let me share with you my final thoughts. This is the gold standard in regards to monitor lights. I've been using BenQ ScreenBars for years. You might even notice the original ScreenBar Halo off to the side. It's been there all video. That's also a BenQ Mobius gaming monitor. I can speak to the quality and longevity of their lighting products. I've had zero issues whatsoever, so I expect that to be the same case for the ScreenBar Halo 2. Gold standard in features, integration, and design. Everything's high quality. It's well thought out. Heavy puck design with USB Type-C on it. Wireless, easy to plug in and charge back up. Touch controls, built-in display, front and back lighting options that we can control together or individually. Plenty of room to mount a webcam up top. Or if you have a camera on your display, or if you're using this for a laptop for whatever reason, should be enough clearance there to avoid covering the camera. They also make laptop-specific screen bar products if you're interested in that. There's really not much that I would want to see done differently with this particular product. I think the biggest thing for me is maybe a USB Type-C adapter on the light itself, so we don't have to have that integrated cable up there. In case you want to extend that length, depending on where your power is, they do give you a really long USB cord. I think it's about, I'd say 4 feet-ish, give or take a little bit there. That should be plenty of room to get it down to your computer from your desk, or to connect it to the computer on your desk, or to a power outlet or plug, or to the monitor itself. But I'd like the option there to maybe get a longer cable or have that flexibility to mix and match cables depending again on the setup and what's trying to be accomplished or how far you have to go to the power source. In our instance, if you go right to the monitor here, then you have a lot of extra cable that you can tidy up and cable manage, but it'd be better than at that point just to buy a smaller USB Type-C cable, swap it out, and avoid that altogether. So other than that, I'd also like to see RGB. You might laugh at that. I know that's not the point of this product, but I just love the lighting on it. I'm thinking every once in a while, it would still be nice to have the ability to do RGB with a couple different lighting effects just to match the aesthetic of the rest of the setup. I know there's gamers and tech people out there that aren't just using this to have a nice ambient light or reading light at their desk. You also want to make your setup look really cool, and having RGB capabilities would be a nice touch. And if that's too much, maybe just give us an RGB variant of the ScreenBar Halo 2. I would love to see that, but that's all I have with this particular light, because again, it's the gold standard. They really have nailed down the design, the form factor, and the controls.